It was an age of adventure, but also a time of great unrest. The world of Xenonia was crying out for heroes, but there were none among them worthy enough to answer the call. While there were many who craved the pursuit of personal wealth and glory, there were none who would rise to the challenge of proving themselves in the arena of true character. Until now. After a lifetime of seeking to build a new age of heroes, the gods had at last found a group of exceptional individuals, an uncanny cabal whose bravery and skill earned them the right to become Wyzyrd Skyzyrd!
Godspeed and fare thee well. Take all you need, here's every spell I know. I know.
Chapter 1, The First Adventure.
Thank you for joining us. My name is Sean. I'm here with Megan, and also joining us via Zoom is Brooks. So this is our inaugural attempt at this show. So what we're going to do is Brooks and I have in the past played some role-playing games before, but the last time we both played together was back in the 90s. It's also the last time, even further back in the 90s, was the last time I ever ran a game. So we're trying to get back into it.
Last time I played any role-playing game was that time, back in the 90s.
We're very analog players. Yeah, I tried to do a 4th edition game once, like at the local gaming store, and didn't like it. And that's been the extent of my experience. Megan has a lot of experience playing the 5th edition, and so she's into that and all the new digital tools and bells and whistles, which are all unfamiliar to me. So we're kind of analog gamers coming into that space.
You guys have the t-shirts too.
Yeah, this is... Now, I have played Advanced, so this doesn't represent the extent of my knowledge in D&D, but that is old school, basic D&D, which I like.
I got nothing.
Technically, the game I'm drawing some inspiration from for this adventure, it was actually a basic D&D.
So we don't know what we're doing, is I guess what we're saying.
All. Yeah, I've got some adventure notes prepared, so I'm going into this without any real understanding of the rules, and Megan's going to help me with the rules.
We're learning the process of recording this as well as we go, so we don't have all the bells and whistles that we will have showing the action on the screen.
Part of what will be going. Not a lot. I mean, I'm taking inspiration from that, but the story elements are going to be new. But I do. That was the first module I ever played as a kid when I was like 8 years old.
What was it called? I couldn't see it really.
The name of that module is Keep on the Borderlands.
How do we get started? What do we do here, guys?
I guess we're just here. So
we're here.
Try to
all right.
set the mood. So as you guys begin your adventure, you're not together yet. So I'll start off with, I guess we'll start with you, Brooks. And set the mood. All right, and your character's name is?
Wea Kharms.
Wea Kharms.
Wea Kharms. See, that's the joke. It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get it, but it's funny.
Now, I was telling Megan, if you were wanting to have a name and establish it as a running gag, you probably should have used a leg joke. But
Wea Legs? I don't. How does that work?
If it would be a running, I'm not writing the whole joke for you. I'm just saying.
Where's share screen?
If it was to be a running gag, it should be a leg joke.
Oh God,
they're getting it. We're like literally almost actually started the adventure just then.
So it's just a basic dude. I've got like a rapier. I've got a what is it? It's not a mandolin. What, a lute? So and here's my little character sheet. Exciting stuff.
So there we are. Numbers and stats. Okay. So Wea Kharms.
He's a bard.
I am a bard with thieving habits.
You don't. I want you to introduce yourself to everyone you meet that way. Full disclosure, I am a bard
with sticky fingers.
Yeah.
But
I'm not a thief by trade. I just like it.
Yeah, I'm not a professional thief. I am, however, an amateur thief.
Really, I'm what you call a klepto bard.
what you call a thieving enthusiast.
Yeah. So you're currently dreaming of just monologuing what type of character you are, and suddenly you wake up in a dark room.
As I do every morning. Okay.
Except this isn't the room you went to sleep in.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Is there or isn't?
It is not.
It's not.
Ooh.
Am I like in a bed?
You're in a bed. You're in your clothes, which is weird.
Thankful.
But
I'm thankful for that, though.
yeah.
So I wake up in my clothes in a bed, but I can tell and it's dark, but I can tell it's a room I have not been in.
Yeah, it's not pitch black in the room. There's
Okay.
a window and light is coming in from the street outside.
I guess I'm able to move.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna like sit up very quickly and upsettedly and look for my stuff. Make sure I have like my sword here.
Yeah, all your stuff is set up in the corner next to the nightstand.
Okay.
So you're fully dressed. You have all your stuff, but the room. I don't know where you went to sleep before, but you know this isn't it.
Neither do I, friend.
Like, yeah, like what the hell?
You know the
kind of
life
night?
I lead. Yeah. Oh,
But
okay.
and it does look kind of like a room at an inn, like a tavern. It's got a generic kind of look, like a lived-in, but not a residential kind
Yeah,
of
not
look, like the
somebody's
same generic
house.
stuff that you would see in a room that you just rented for the night.
And I've seen a lot of inn rooms being
Mhm.
a bard. Okay, so I'm going to quietly get up, put on my stuff, and pull out my sword as quietly as I can. Is there a door, I suppose?
Mhm.
I'm going to sneak over to the door, try the handle. Well, first I'm going to listen. Is there anything?
There's not much of anything. You can hear what sounds like the faint sound of someone singing downstairs.
I'm going
But
to
other than
judge
that,
them.
you don't hear any sounds like
As
there's
a bard.
anybody else.
Are they in tune?
Yeah.
Is it a song I recognize? Is it a language I recognize?
You recognize? Well, I'm not sure how well you can hear, but yeah, it's a language you could recognize,
Okay, all right.
and the voice is practically angelic.
Oh, of course. Because a thing for my character, I will say is that I am not skilled as a singer or as a player of instruments. I am like one of those like 90% of actual musicians online, people that claim that they're musicians. I have no actual discernible talent.
I want you to save all of this choice dialogue for the people you meet because I love the qualifications already. I am a bard who steals. I cannot sing very well nor play instruments in a way that you would think a professional musician would. But I do like to take things that do not belong to me.
This is how I support my bard hobby.
And I am pleased to meet you and become a part of your group.
All right, I'm going to try the doorknob. Is it locked?
It's unlocked.
All right, I'm going to open the door and peek outside using all my stealthy thievery skills.
Okay, so far so good. But cut to Megan. What's your character's name?
Elva.
Elva? So, same thing, Elva. You wake to the sound of a door opening out in the hall and then realize that you are in a room not your own.
Okay, well, what you see is a very pale, female, small, young elf with bluish hair. And she sits straight up and you say, I'm inside.
You're in a room. You're in a room just as I described the room that
That
we
wakes up in. Okay, well, she's shocked because I fall asleep under the moon each night, as that is who I worship, as a priestess of something we don't know yet. So I clasp my holy symbol that's on a chain around my neck and look around. I know something is up because somehow I've been moved into what appears to be, do I hear music?
If you go to the door, you might.
Do I smell?
You woke to a sound, so that you don't hear much outside, but what woke you was the sound of a door
sound?
opening.
Do I instantly smell bar swill?
First thought every morning when I wake up. Do I smell
That's the
bar
first
swill?
thing.
Usually.
No?
Well, I mean, do you have an innate ability to detect bar skill?
I do actually
Because
have. Oh, you mean my character? No.
Are you
You have
uniquely
to
skilled
ask
at
me?
smelling?
No, she would just know that something was. So I would grab.
I mean, it has the air of a public house. The room that you're in feels like a room, like, and it's not very big, and there's nothing personal inside it.
Okay.
There's a window, like I said, but it's shuttered up, and there's a little bit of light coming in from the street. There's a little bit of light coming in from outside the door.
Well, Elva would immediately go on the clock. I would jump up, make sure that I had my gear, my armor on me, and I would get my shield in front of me, and I would listen at the door.
Okay, and so you hear what sounds like the faint sounds of someone probably downstairs in the bar area singing.
I'm going to do a cursory search of the room, not an in-depth, but just a sort of situational awareness, head on a swivel. What's going on in this room?
There's not much.
Secret passages.
What's under the bed?
Traps.
There's nothing under the bed. There's nothing in the nightstand but a Bible.
A Bible, really?
Yeah.
But
It's like,
but it
that
looks
is
like
interesting.
the room is nondescript. There's a nightstand by the bed with a candle. There is a dresser, but if you look at it, there's nothing in the dresser, and there's no decoration in the room. It's just wood floors, normal walls. It looks, like I said, it looks like a nondescript kind of room.
Can I
that
get
you
any
would
sense
rent.
of time by checking the light that comes through the shuttered window? Can I open the shutters?
You can open the shutters.
Open the shutters.
Okay. So you can't really see much of the night sky above you, so you can't really see the moon.
There's no sky.
No,
It's
the
not like
angles,
there's no
the
sky.
angles just so you can.
You're just not
see it
seeing
there.
very much. It seems like,
Thick cloud cover.
yeah, it could just be an overcast night. There are lights in the street, so you can see an empty street, but there's no one out, so you can't get the sense. It could be very late, and maybe that's why no one's out there, because it is dark outside except for the street lights.
Well,
Street lights are
absolutely.
weird because they don't look like gas lamps. It doesn't look like firelight.
Just a
Like
big
something is lighting the streets, but you
Ambient
can't
light.
quite tell. Yeah. Or
Alright,
it's
so
projecting from the street lamp, but you just can't tell by looking at it, like where the light comes from.
So as somebody who's spent a considerable lifetime, even as a young elf, staring at the sky, waiting for some symbols, portents, whatever from the stars and the moon from their goddess, I'm very upset over this, that I can't see the light of the sky.
Well, if you've never seen a cloudy day or a town, you might be upset. But it's other than that, it doesn't look in any way
All right.
threatening.
Then I go back to the
In
door.
fact, it feels weirdly familiar, even though nothing when you look at it springs up in your memory,
Like a
but
sense of
something
deja
about the
vu?
town feels like, yeah, almost.
Subliminal spaces.
Liminal, yeah. All right. So I go to the door and I test to see if it's open. And if I can, I quietly, using my not really professional thiefly, stealthily skills, I open the door.
Okay, where are you at this point, Brooks? Did you walk out of the room, or were you is your head kind of poking
Well,
out?
is the door opening? She heard me. Is that the door open?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, then I guess provided she didn't take too long to do that glance, I'm still at the door, kind of peeking my head around.
Okay, so it depends on how far out you choose to look. You may see another head also poking out of a door.
I shoot him with my no.
Yeah, exactly.
Arrow.
Find
Right through the head.
hands immediately.
Double tap.
Roll for initiative.
All right. So do I see her?
If you're looking around outside the door, yeah, your rooms are right next to
I'm
each
like-
other.
Should we do
All right.
like a stealth roll to see who's actually hiding behind the door?
I think if
I'm
you're
not
both
hiding,
sticking
I'm
your
just-
head out
We're
and
both
looking,
crappy. Yeah.
you're gonna see.
Yeah.
You're both gonna see each other.
All right.
We can assume that at some point you guys will line up
All right. I'm going
and
to
both
speak.
see each other.
Roll to speak.
You
I
can
wanna
just
say,
speak.
I know. I'm being fun. Say, pardon me, ma'am. Ma'am, pardon.
You can understand him.
What language are you speaking? Are you just speaking common?
Yeah.
To
Whatever
you,
the most
Elvish?
normal language that most people would
Common.
understand. It
whatever the language that you would expect to hear.
I will answer you as though you are young, well-dressed, clean, religious people outside my door. Yes.
Okay. This is gonna sound strange, but could you tell me, by any chance, where we are?
I think that we're in a tavern. I'm
All
making
right,
that up completely.
I appreciate your help, ma'am.
If you have stepped out of the room enough to have this conversation, then you can tell that she's right, because the sleeping chambers open out onto a mezzanine that overlooks a tavern, so you can tell
Right.
that you're in and in.
At this
And
point,
when
I'm
you
going
look
to
down, you
assume
don't
that
see anybody down there, but you can tell that it is a tavern.
I'm going to assume that she's more confused than I am, because I just asked you, where are we? She's like, I think we're in a tavern. I'm like,
That's it.
okay, thank you.
Same
gonna-
page.
Yeah, then I'm gonna proceed outside.
'Cause
Good day
I
to you,
see
ma'am.
him. I'm clocking that he seems to have the same kind of night that I had, where I don't know where I am, how I woke up here, or what happened. My plan is to be behind him and watch him walk into whatever kind of trap this is.
I think we should check for traps.
And
Right.
at the same time, maintain the illusion that I completely understand what's going on here.
Okay, so Brooke, she's following you. So are you like real closely,
Yeah. I was
like real
um,
unsubtly?
Can I help you, ma'am?
Oh, no, I'm just waiting for you to move on along this balcony area so that I can follow on along behind you.
You know, when I woke up, I thought this was going to be a strange day, but this is not what I was expecting. It's getting stranger.
I'm
gonna turn
do
around
I
and say-
understand?
No,
Can I use my insight to see that he appears to be as confused as I feel?
Well, he does appear to be like he's.
I do have my sword out.
You guys are both
And
fully
I'm
dressed
creeping.
and
And I
fully
have a
armed,
shield.
but
Yeah.
but that you seem to be on the same page as to what you're doing there. Neither one of you has made any aggressive moves towards the other, so depending on how suspicious you choose to
All right.
be, so far you're not getting a vibe.
We still have a little bit of distance before we get to where everyone can see us downstairs or whatever. So
Yeah,
we're still
well,
like
yeah, that's-
sealed enough.
That's up to Elva, like depending on how close.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna turn around to address her and go. May I be frank with you? Just this once. I have woken up as a bard and a fan of, libations. I have woken up in many a place without much memory of how I got there. And this is one of those times for me. So I don't know exactly where I am right this moment, so I'm a little suspicious. And having someone creeping up behind me with their shield out is making the situation a little worse for me. So I would appreciate it if you just go back to your room, or perhaps stop being weird. There.
Good sir, I understand your concern.
Good.
And I'm even more upset when I tell you that I too woke up without having any memory of how I got here.
Oh, really?
So I think that we find ourselves in a very similar situation. And perhaps there would be some benefit if we discover together exactly what's going on.
Okay, then. My name is Wee.
What a lovely name.
Thank you.
My name is Elva.
Elva. Very nice. Elva the elf.
Yes.
Awesome. So I tell you what, Elva. Don't take this the wrong way, but your footsteps are kind of loud. I think you should just stay right here for a moment, and I'm gonna just sneak over and take a peek at what's going on out there. And also, I'd appreciate it if you don't pull any weapons while I'm doing it.
I would certainly appreciate anything that you could do to scout out the situation. And I will watch you carefully and help in any way that I can.
Oh, awesome. All right, Elva.
You're just a few feet from the stairs leading down to the main
Okay.
tavern floor. So
I was hoping I could sneak over and peer out without using my stealthy skills. But is it too late for that?
no, you can still vaguely hear the sound of singing. It's a little bit louder now because you're outside, but you can still hear it. The singer is not in view, but you haven't disturbed whatever activity is going on.
All right.
Do you
I'm going to
think
give her
that he should roll for either stealth or perception to kind of get an idea what's going on, or to see if he can move out towards the area without being noticed?
I would say, knowing the singer, that you've got a lot of latitude. So
Well, it's not just a singer I'm trying to avoid. It's whoever else might be downstairs waiting to chop us into pieces.
okay.
I just want to see what's going on. So I tell her,
All right. Well, as far as you can tell, I mean, you don't know so far because you can't see anybody.
that's what
But
I'm
the
trying
only
to do.
activity that you can detect is that you can hear the one person downstairs.
So there's like a stairwell going down, and I hear sound. All right, I want to see if I can sneak down the stairwell using as much stealth as I can and just peer around and see what I can see without getting
Yeah, and you don't get very many steps down before you actually can see most of the bar area if you're kind of looking down under
Okay.
the ceiling.
And what do I see?
Again, in the bar area, you don't see anybody, but there is a man in a corner by himself singing with a bottle sitting on the table in front of him.
So the entire bar is empty except for this one man?
It's empty and most of the lights are out. It doesn't even look like it's open. Like, you can see, but it does not look like there's no fire in the hearth or anything like that. Like, there's just enough light that you would have in a place that was shut down.
So does this guy appear to be armed?
You can't see everything that he has because he's sitting at a table, like above the waist. He's not holding any weapons.
Does he have armor on? Does he look like a warrior?
No, he's got a stringed instrument that he's plucking at.
Okay.
I have been creeping up behind him because I could not stand waiting. And it should be noted that I'm in some fairly heavy armor. And
So
no
I
matter
definitely
how
hear that.
stealthy I try to be, I am going to make some noise.
Okay. So I hear her. And I turn around and go, I thought we had an agreement.
We do.
What are you doing?
I'm holding back.
I'm trying to do like the military one. There's one guy.
Yeah, I thought they were using Navy SEAL.
I am
Yeah. It's one guy downstairs.
peeking around the corner by his legs to try and see who's over there.
As this conversation progresses, you can already hear that the singing is stopped.
What have you done?
Because you guys are standing about midway down now, so if you can see him, like,
All
so
right,
you
I'm
can
gonna
see that he can now see you.
Do I know him?
No.
Oh,
I'm gonna whisper to her
Sorry.
real quick. It's like, okay,
my bad.
act normal. We've blown it already.
Yes.
Follow my lead. And I'm just gonna walk down like it's perfectly normal.
That he just saw you saying that. All
Good
right.
day, sir.
Hi. He
What
looks
a wonderful
like
tavern you have here. Is this your place?
Who are we looking at?
I'm looking at the guy that
Yeah,
the
but
guy.
he's looking down because he has a bottle sitting in front of him that is open with a glass that is used. It's like, maybe.
You are filling me with confidence. Everything I learned today, making me feel better. I enjoyed your music, sir. I am a bard myself, and I was just upstairs. I heard your wonderful playing. Thought I'd come down and see what's going on, but I must profess, I see no one else. Is it the bar closed? Should we go not be here?
I guess we're supposed to be here.
Very helpful. Between you and her,
Well,
Everything's
I
falling
mean,
into place.
I didn't fall asleep here, but I woke up here.
Oh, how
So,
interesting.
I think somebody wants us here.
Oh, well, don't presume to know what's going on with us, sir. But I will say that I also fell asleep, what I feel like was somewhere else, and woke up here, and so is this clumsy young lady.
Yeah. I gathered from the casual way you carry yourselves that you're no more here. You're no more from here than I am. So I kind of just figured we were in a similar spot.
You just woke up at a table and started playing music?
Oh, no, I woke up in a room, but then I found a table and I thought, why not?
All right. I admire your attitude, sir. So you have no idea what's going on here.
No.
And, neither do we. Were there other rooms upstairs?
Yeah, I mean, going all around the mezzanine, there are rooms. Like, no one else came out of any of them, but there are more rooms than just the two that you came out of.
That was my thought too. Maybe there's more people sleeping.
Yeah, so my name's Wea, by the way. And you are?
I am Gladstone.
Gladstone.
So you're a musician by trade? You like jam?
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Professional music.
You want to join my band, would you? He's wearing a t-shirt with the words Wyzyrd Skyzyrd written across in a fancy, like...
I would love to talk about that
game
at some point.
This is our concept, I'm just saying.
Let's table that conversation right now.
It's like Wyzyrd Skyzyrd, but all with Y's. Well, I mean, just the vowels are Y's. If it was all Y's, it'd just be E. Right? But I'm
wondering now if I've taken some substance I'm not supposed to have taken.
I think this is a dream.
You know what's funny about that? Like, this whole place, I know I've never been here.
But it feels familiar.
Yeah, I didn't think about that from a dream
And I don't
but
know
it's like
you.
that. You know, like you're in a house and in the dream it's your house, but it's not really your house.
It's got too many doors.
Or, you know, the lady who says she's your mom doesn't even look like your mom. That kind of thing.
You guys just having this conversation right now?
Yeah.
Have you seen any other people since you woke up?
Or the tavern keep.
No. Let's hope he doesn't show up.
Why? Do you know something about the tavern keep that we don't know?
No, he's just pouring himself another drink. This is going to be between us, okay? You know, I didn't wake up with a lot of money.
I think the smartest thing to do would be to leave this tavern and try to determine what's going on. But
I thought about that.
Part of me wants to explore.
We can explore.
There might be some profit to be made, you know.
Well, there's a couple different. I mean, I guess I could see your way. I've kind of figured, you know, wait and see what happens, and then you guys happen. So that was pretty cool. But if you guys don't want to wait,
well, if we were
look around.
Here,
I've only gotten as far as the bar, but you know, story of my life. Am I right?
If somebody brought all of us here, that could be a bad thing. I mean, we have anything in common?
Out.
Why did they bring us here?
You're a bard. I'm a bard.
Mm-hmm.
You don't happen to play any instruments.
No, but I could shake a tambourine.
See? Might just be destiny.
So you think they
the gods
kidnapped
want Wyzyrd Skyzyrd to come?
Random musicians.
I don't know.
And a lady with
we should check the upstairs rooms and see if there's any more sleepers.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not married to that theory. We could do that too.
All right. Well, how about this?
Put a pin in that one though.
And I'm talking to you, Elva. How about I go
No, I'm just talking to you.
And check out these rooms, and you stay downstairs.
I think that's a fantastic solution.
You like whiskey?
I'll drink it.
Yes. Well, all right.
And you will remain downstairs until I come back. All right, then.
No sense in me going upstairs if you're going upstairs.
I thought we had this agreement earlier, so that's why I'm all right.
Gladstone's going to the bar to get another glass.
All right, I'm going to keep my sword out just in case, and I'm going to sneak back up the stairs as quietly as I can. Do I need to roll anything for this, or?
You just keep
Okay, just tell me when I need to roll something. I'm just going to talk otherwise. So I'm up at the top of the stairs, I guess.
Mm-hmm. The first two rooms that you passed are the ones that you two just came out.
Okay.
And giant rats jump out at them.
Yeah.
And the doors are
Then
already
it's just
open
rats.
for those two rooms?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so all the other doors are closed?
Yes.
All right, I will proceed to the next door that I find, whichever side it's on. And one by one, I'm just going to open the doors and peek inside. So just tell me if I see anything in any of these rooms.
Well, from peeking inside, they don't look any different than the rooms you were just in.
So
there's no light except what's coming in, and it was the same level of light that was in the room as you woke up, so it's very dim.
And the beds are empty?
They seem perfectly made.
No items in the rooms?
No, like the other room.
Are there
candle
candles?
by the bed, but that's it.
All right, I'm going to take those candles. I'm going to take each of the candles.
All right.
It's built into the price of the room.
Yeah, they expect this level of grip.
Yeah.
Any towels?
Well,
Bathrobes?
you haven't gotten to a bathroom yet, but
all right.
Yeah, if you work your way around, like about halfway through, there is a shared bathroom. So if you want some towels, they've got them.
All right. So do I need to mark down that I have candles? Do I have
if you think you'll forget.
Well, I need to know how many candles I have. I want to keep my inventory straight.
Like, do they have encumbrance in 5e?
I turned it off. I turned it off. If you look in that big square to the right, you'll see action spells and an inventory.
Candle, add. Do I have to do this 10 times? I can't just add amount.
Some things aren't as worth stealing as others.
I added the candles. That's just something that
right.
we're learning how to do this, guys.
And soap and towels, if that's.
Ooh.
When you I am seeing you as sort of a klepto rather than a good thief.
Well,
like a good thief would steal everything that was unattended.
Well, candles are useful for an adventurer. We're in a dark
I will
place.
die laughing if you guys end up in a situation where candles make the difference.
I can think of 100 uses for a candle.
It happened
today. Okay, so I don't need towels. I think that would just take up too much space in my backpack. So no, does the bathroom? Does it have like a sink, a basin, or something?
Yes.
Is there any water left in it? Does it look like it's been used?
It has what looks like a spigot. If you've ever seen a water pump.
I don't know if I have. Would my character
it has
have
a
any
knob
idea?
above it. It has what looks like a water pump with a knob above it.
Well,
and you haven't ever seen anything that looks like that, but
I don't think I'm going to mess with it right now because I don't know what it is and what it does, and I don't want to wake anyone up without meaning to. I'm just trying to figure out if it looks like it's been used recently.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't look pristine. It's in clean condition, but
is the sink? Oh, I'm not there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna back out of the bathroom. Is that all the rooms?
Yeah, that's all the upstairs rooms.
So there's no one up there?
Yeah, you didn't see any sign of anyone. All the beds outside the ones you guys just came out of were perfectly made. The rooms all looked pretty much identical, except now none of them had candles in them.
All right. Well, I'm going to come back down the stairs, and I'm not going to bother sneaking anymore.
Well, we was upstairs. Can I do just around the tavern, specifically behind the bar, to see if there are bottles of anything, or like a coin box, or is there a back room or a kitchen?
Oh, there's what looks like a coin box there. It's good. It's standing up by the bar. You see what looks like a lockbox has buttons on it.
It has a lockbox. There's a lockbox with buttons.
Yeah, the top of it has buttons, and then the lockbox seems to be on the front. It's closed and locked, but
I just sort of tap my fingers across the top, and I leave it.
Have you set off an alarm? So help me. I'm up here sneaking around like, you be quiet.
And she's just hitting buttons.
The first button. There are bottles of alcohol and towels and things like regular bar.
Yeah, there's dish towels. There's definitely bottles of alcohol. I mean, right. Gladstone, he does his best, but he's not going to clear out a bar in 2 hours. So there's plenty.
Take a bottle or two, if I can find it, of some decent but fairly weak wine to store in my bag for traveling.
Okay. Well, there's certainly plenty of that.
Are there any tools, weapons, or magical items behind that bar?
No.
Okay.
You should look
there
at the normal stuff that you would find in a bar.
Is there a back room, like a kitchen?
Yes. So if you want to steal some kitchen knives, that it's there. The place seems pretty well. Like if you explore, you'll find a basin, sort of like the one that we saw, where it has what looks like a water pump in it and handles above it. Like it's not, that part does not look very familiar to you.
All right, I'm not going to worry about kitchen knives, but if there's anything that looks like just basic rations, like bread and cheese and stuff, I might like throw a loaf of bread or like a small wheel of cheese.
I think you could find some pretzels back there.
All right, I've got wine and pretzels then, and I come back to the room, and as I see Wee coming down the stairs, I mentioned to Mr. Gladstone, is it?
Yeah, he's still just drinking whiskey, watching both of you kind of curiously.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out perhaps if maybe this is just his dream.
Yeah. Have you taken a look around? Have you looked outside the front? What is your sort of estimation of where we are or what this is?
Well, if you can see windows that look out on the street, yeah, it looks like a normal street, but doesn't it look a little too normal? Am I wrong on this? Like when you look out there, it's just like this bar. It's like it looks like places I've been. Like I could swear that half of that street is the street that led to my school as a kid. But obviously not.
And when I look out the window, I can't exactly place it, but it seems very familiar to me as well.
In the same way, like in that almost like mercurial way. Like
it's going to make me very uncomfortable.
Something strikes you, but if you focus on it, it's like you can't get a bead on it. Like
and
nothing makes any sense.
Stars.
Yeah, certainly not from here, because now you're at ground level. You can only see the street and the buildings across the street from you. Like you can't. I mean, if you press up to the window, you can see a little bit of the night sky, but you don't see stars.
I'm going to ask what did you find upstairs? Any more sleepers?
There is no one upstairs. There is a washroom with some odd equipment in it that I'm not seen before.
I found something similar, which I didn't feel like touching, in the back room.
You guys think that's weird? Check this out. Gladstone walks over to the wall, and there's like a switch on the wall, and he flips it, and the whole room lights up.
My sword comes out.
Oh.
Now, how does that happen?
What magic is this?
Am I right?
Okay, so I look around for the candles. Do I see any candles?
Mm-mm.
Where's the light coming from?
You see dome lights throughout, like, so you can see where light is emanating from, but like I said, they don't look like gas lights, and they certainly don't look like firelight. And you've never seen a room light up like this at night.
Pardon me if I am wrong in this, but you seem like someone that might be familiar with magic. Are you?
I have a connection to my God, and sometimes my God...
Like, Jesus, one of those.
Yeah. Do you have a pamphlet for me?
Yeah.
I do have some literature, if you're
Oh,
interested.
God, now I'm having a nightmare.
Is
for
this
sure.
I don't want to
that
push
you've
anything
ever-
on you, but I do want to ask you one question. If you were to die today,
Are you threatening me?
Oh.
Have you seen anything?
Gladstone's just drinking out of the bottle directly now.
Have you seen anything like this before?
no. This doesn't... I get no sense of the divine here. In fact, I feel like this is, if anything, this is just sort of a...
Does your character have any ability to detect magic?
let me check and see what spells I have. Absolutely not.
You have a
No.
flaming skull in your hand.
You know,
You could try casting that. Got some magic mushrooms, it looks like.
I will use not my intelligence because that's not great, but I would
You
definitely
haven't so
like
far.
to use.
Oh,
I will use my wisdom and my perception and my insight to try and figure out what's going on here.
Okay.
Should I roll for something? just a basic wisdom check?
I guess a
or
wisdom check
insight
should be.
or perception?
I do wisdom check.
Okay.
You're
Here
just
we go.
trying.
First roll of the
You're just
game.
trying to intuit if there's something
Okay.
afoot here.
Oops.
Oh, that's a good roll. She rolled a 19.
25.
20, 25.
No, my bonus.
Plus 25 with bonuses. You get the distinct sense that magic is at work in this.
Oh.
Like this is not natural.
And now because my arcana and my intellect is low, I wouldn't roll an arcana check to see if what kind of magic it was, but I would tell I feel that this is some kind of arcane magic which is outside my area of expertise.
Yeah.
Do either of you have any, I don't know, arcane education or training?
Well,
I
not
don't, right?
so much, no.
I don't believe my character does.
Outside of my knowledge of spirits, ma'am, it's limited.
I'm not
I will
familiar
tell
with
you
my
out of
character
character,
sheet.
Brooks.
Yeah,
I honestly don't know what I know how to do.
yeah, that's true.
Brooks, I
That sheet,
will
we
tell
generated
you
the sheet
out of
using
character.
D&D Beyond, so
that all of your magical abilities is arcane.
Okay, so I do know something about arcane magic.
So if Sean would let you, if you look around, you might be able to click next to where it says Arcana.
Okay. Boop, boop, boop. I did bad too.
4 plus 2 modifier 6.
You apparently know less than I do.
Can I
I
try
You
think-
don't know what's going on.
Maybe all light is magic.
Maybe I'll just rub
That's
my
the
eyes, wake up
intuition
a
you
little,
just got.
Wake up
Is
a
it-
little and try again.
Isn't all of nature magical when we really get down to it?
What, magnet?
That's
How does
the
that work?
intuition that came to you.
Okay, clearly something is going on that we do not understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
getting
feel
that.
With the music you were playing downstairs, if anyone else was within hearing distance, it would have awoken them by now. So, having checked upstairs, I'm quite confident that we are the only ones in this
Awesome.
bar.
Then good. You guys are coming in line with my plan. I love it. Great.
And your plan is to make a band? That is your plan?
Eventually, actually, that's more like a business model than a plan. But yes, like,
What is this plan you speak of?
oh well, you said I played the music and you guys showed up. I mean,
Oh, your plan was to wake
Sounds
anyone
like-
up
yeah.
with the music, and you have accomplished that. Okay, so
yeah. If I said you came into my web, it'd sound weird. So I was just trying to say my plan to draw out, which clearly is what I meant to do.
feeling safe
Work.
that no one is here now, I'm gonna mosey behind the
Yeah.
bar and check it out myself. Yep. Okay, so now I'm looking at the other two of you and going, neither of you own this bar. And
Clearly,
we don't know who does. And whoever they are, I feel that they kidnapped us against our will and put us here. So I hope that you don't
Wait, what?
find it inappropriate that I want to check for clues inside this lockbox.
well,
So just
could be
Hey.
something important in there. Who knows?
so pay no mind if I bring out a lockpick that I just happen to have because I found one. Not because I can carry lockpicks.
I was just saying.
Uh,
Maybe
Hmm.
stealing directly from the bar is a little tacky, if you ask me. And then he empties a bottle into a glass and keeps drinking.
This isn't stealing. This is investigation. So I pull out a lockpick, and I have an investigation skill too. I'm going to roll.
you could, before you roll sleight of hand,
Mhm.
if you wanted to, you could ask the DM to make an investigation check to make sure that it's not trapped.
That's a good idea. I will do that because I would know to do that as a person of my
As
proclivities.
a person of my
For-
proclivity. Yeah.
Thiefly skills, yes.
So I want to make an investigation roll. So I shall do that.
What's
So you'll click that little square.
why is my light so blue?
Now finally a good roll. 21.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right. You don't see any traps.
All right. Glad we took care of that. Now sleight of hand.
Okay, then.
Glad that's
Okay,
handled.
then. I said the words.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah,
24.
sorry. Oops, sorry.
24.
Oh, snap. You are a thief.
Yeah, you are great. All right, it opens.
All right. I'm just going to make sure they're not watching too closely because I don't want to.
I am watching.
I don't
We're
know.
sitting at the bar though. Like
Okay.
I am
you
right
guys have the
in your
funniest
face.
way of sneaking. Like they're sitting.
I'm just
you
not
just
sure.
told them you were going to open it.
I'm not sure how. Well, to investigate, I just don't look. I want to see. I'm trying to see if they're watching me closely enough that if I see gold
He's
and grab it, they're
hiding
gonna
behind, like,
they're gonna
one
see that I'm doing that
Bottle.
and judge
It's-
me.
It will be difficult for them to not see.
All right. Well, I'm not going to grab anything yet. I'm just going
There
to
are
open
coins
it up.
in the drawer that you have opened up. It clearly does have
Ooh.
coins.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's no keys or anything that looks strange.
No.
It's just coins. Like, what would belong in that box?
Yeah.
I just look
Okay.
him dead in the eyes.
So, what an interesting situation we have here. Are they coins I'd recognize? I don't know if they have currency.
You don't
as
recognize
markings.
the symbols on them, but they look like some are gold and silver, like what you'd
Okay.
normally see as currency. But no, like
Is there any paper money?
no.
So there's just gold coins, which I would be familiar with, but I don't recognize the symbols. Now, would that be alarming to
Silvers
me?
and coppers.
Would
No,
that
I
be
mean,
like something that I'd be like, I know all the currencies of
how
this land.
closely do you choose to examine the coins?
Well, I'm going to pick one up and look at it because this is weird if it's something I've never seen before. Because
Mhm.
I don't know this land. I mean, is this the kind of world like in our world where currencies are official by the government, and or are there all kinds of different kind of markings on coins? You know, I mean, not this kind of land. I mean, the kind of land I'm from. Like, what would I be accustomed to?
Well, I know from where I'm from.
Would it be weird for me to see something I don't recognize?
Yes.
Is what I'm saying.
At least where I'm from, if it's not like a dragon, then I know that will clue me in till I'm not even in the same land that I fell asleep in. I
Okay,
didn't
that's
just
what
go
I'm
to
curious
the-
about.
A
Yeah,
tavern I didn't know across the city.
If you've been around a bunch, you've seen more than one type of regionally minted coin.
Mhm.
But
Good.
this isn't any of the type that you had seen.
So I'm going to take
And-
this coin out.
You don't recognize, at least at a glance, you don't recognize language on it.
Oh, I'm gonna pass it to them and say, take a look at this. Have you ever seen a coin like this before?
Do I recognize the coin myself? The stress level goes up a whole order as I realize if this is a minted coin, then I am not, if at least not in the correct city, the same region of the world or more. And I pass it to Gilberto.
Yeah, Gladstone.
Gladstone.
Gilberto looks at the coin, kind of bites it
Mhm.
a little. It's like, tastes right.
But have you
Right.
seen these markings before? Are you familiar with this coinage?
Not at all.
Hmm.
I mean, like the symbol on it looks like what you normally see, like a bird or a dragon or some bullshit, but there is writing on it, and the writing doesn't look at all familiar.
This could, in my mind, having also never seen these before, I'm talking to them now. It could mean two things. One, whoever owns this bar has traveled afar, gotten some coins, and brought them back here. He traveled to a land with a language I don't know and coinage I don't know, and just brought them back here. Or, perhaps more unfortunately, it could mean that we are in a place that I have never heard of, and they speak a language here that I have never seen. So neither of you have seen know this language either, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Now, granted, I don't have your experience robbing other people's cash boxes, but
I have not robbed a
No.
cash box. Why do you say this?
well, you opened the cash box and you took what was in it
I took a coin out of it and passed it to you.
for research purposes only. Again, he is just pouring himself drinks after drink while he judges you.
There is no need for judgment at this point, sir. I would kindly ask you to keep your judgment to yourself in front of the lady.
I'm not offering judgment. What do I know?
I know what we don't know, and this is making me nervous.
We do
I-
know.
Think that the best thing to do first would be to empty this cash box, because wherever we are, do we have our money on us? Like,
you have whatever you had
do.
on you. So if you have money from your home world, all your possessions were with you.
we don't know that our currency will be accepted here, and I do not want to be traveling in a strange land with no currency, and I feel no obligation to this innkeeper, having apparently kidnapped us and placed us in his inn against our will. So I'm going to borrow this coinage for the time being, and I will return it at a later time. That's just so we'll have something to spend. So that's what I'm doing. And I
You
start
write an
scooping it.
IOU.
Yeah, let's catalog everything that's in the drawer down
Write an
to
IOU.
down to the last
You'll
coin.
sign it. and we'll
I'd
leave it
be
in
happy
the,
to write an
the coin
IOU,
box.
but I will be putting Gladstone's name on it since he was drinking the
I mean,
beer.
it's true. It's true that everyone here doesn't know our names, so yeah, you can put my name on it.
Awesome. Gladstone has borrowed all of your money. Thank you.
2 bottles of wine. A
And
loaf of bread.
A
When you
small
write the
amount
note,
of
The
wine.
second you take your pen away from what you wrote, you look back down on it and it makes no sense to you.
You idiot. Are you literate?
Well, here, I give her the pen.
I
Please.
write down
And make sure Gladstone is spelled correctly.
Gladstone has taken however much gold, 2 loaves of bread. No, 1 loaf of bread,
Yeah, and that's
You don't
not
have
even
to be
getting
that
into the
specific.
candles.
2 bottles of wine. I don't know about the candles or the towels.
And I'm definitely taking this bottle with me.
So
I don't
you
know.
signed your name and his name. Okay, cool. Yeah. First timers, that's good.
And
Good
when I
job.
look at the note,
Gibberish.
what I wrote
So
is
what
gibberish
language-
to me?
Yeah. Now I'm asking her, having looking over her shoulder. So what language is this that you just wrote?
It's not just gibberish, but every time you look at it, it looks different. Like every time, no matter what you wrote, there's just something wrong about it.
And I haven't had any wine yet, so I'm feeling very suspicious now.
Okay.
I don't understand what's happening. Do either of you have any insight?
I woke up not understanding what was happening, and I'm still there. So I don't think I've lost ground, but I am right there with you.
You are a amazingly useful person, Gladstone. I'm glad
Right.
you're here. Let's go ahead and just shut that thing and lock it back.
Do you take the money?
Yes.
Sure.
course.
Yeah. At this point,
Can I
we
mark
left
it in
3
my,
notes already.
How much money does Brooks get?
Yeah, and where do I put that?
So let's see.
Oh, is it this 30? Oh, there's a 30 gold here.
Well,
Oh,
let's
I
say
see.
it's,
Look at this. Okay, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah,
so let's say it's 5 additional gold,
5 gold. Okay.
10 silver, and 20 copper.
Oh, this isn't that impressive.
Well,
I don't feel bad
the
taking
Great
this.
Tavern Heist wasn't really the name of the adventure.
I know, I'm just saying they're all
We
like,
did it!
you're
You
stealing.
expect
I'm
me a
like,
second level
5
thief?
gold pieces. That,
You
the
level up
safe
now,
costs
right?
more. The safe costs more than that. Look at those fancy buttons. All right.
Probably should have taken the towels. They were kind of nice.
All right. I suggest that we leave this place, or do you think we should wait here till morning and see what happens outside? What do you think, guys?
As an outside observer who's definitely not an accomplice to what you're doing,
Your name's on the
Maybe-
thing. I'm legally.
oh, good luck with those receipts. But I would say maybe since we stole all the money, we shouldn't stay here.
I'm all for that.
Like I said, I'm not in your group. I'm an outsider looking in. Definitely not in cahoots with whatever you may or may not have done since you woke up.
So
And I remind him that as I worship a night goddess, I'm most comfortable in the dark. I'm the light in the dark.
He goes to the wall and flips the switch back off.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anything I can do to help.
Feel better already.
Pardon me if I'm being presumptuous, but I think it might be wise for us to stay together for the time being that we all ended up in this same situation. Perhaps there's a reason for that, and we do not know yet. And none of us know where we are. You may speak languages I don't, so on and so forth. I think perhaps we should stick together. What do you think?
Sure. I'll commit my banjo to your cause.
No need to even ask Gladstone. He's up for anything. He cares not.
He's drunk as
He's
hell.
drunk, I was gonna say.
Well, I say let's find the front door and leave. How do we need to do a roll for anything like that?
No, the front door is right there.
Can we see out the window first?
Yeah, like I
And
said,
there's-
it's a street that you can see out there. Like
Nobody?
you can't. There's nobody out there. Like I said, it gives you the same weird feeling as the rooms, where it feels like it's a street you've been on, but if you look at it, no memories come forth.
Before we
Huddle.
opens the door, I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, may the blessing of the moon be with you. And you have now what is called vigilant blessing, which
Oh.
means if we do have to roll for initiative, once we go outside, you will have advantage on that.
Oh, okay. Do I mark that anywhere? Is that the
No, I don't.
inspiration?
We'll just remember it.
Okay, vigilant
If you want to
blessing.
click inspiration, you can. So you remember that you have something.
Okay, so I'm going to stop and say, before we proceed, perhaps it would be a good idea, should we encounter any constables or that sort of thing, that we have a story worked out in case they're looking for strangers. I say that we are a traveling band of bards.
All right,
Who
now you're
are-
talking my language.
Why do we need
You
to have
know,
a story?
We're
worked out?
Wyzyrd Skyzyrd. Just say that.
All
Why
right.
can't we just simply say we're
By the way-
confused and we don't know who we are?
You can read the words when he on the Wyzyrd Skyzyrd.
What are the colors of the band?
I'm not sure. What are the colors?
What's the colors of the whole thing?
I think the letters are red and etched in yellow.
What are you talking about?
Bold.
The letters on what?
The logo.
The T-shirt,
was
Oh, the T-shirt on.
as he
the shirt
points
he's
to the
wearing.
T-shirt, you can read it.
Okay.
But it's the first thing that you've seen since you got here that you were able to read back.
All right. We are a band. I don't think we should say we're confused lost strangers because they may be suspicious and find that a suspicious thing to say, and I don't want to end up in a dungeon tonight. So
Yeah.
it's much wiser,
confused
in my
lost
opinion.
Bards?
Take
Maybe
my...
just not lost. I mean,
Yes, I think
spitballing.
we're a band, and we're coming into town looking for a place to stay and a place to play. And
no. Like
hopefully that's as far as the questioning goes. You're the singer, and you can sing too, Gladstone, and I'll play my instrument.
Whoa.
And
Wait, who's the singer?
Wait.
I'm not the
she
singer.
is. She should be the singer because she doesn't have an instrument. I don't want it to look weird.
She said she could do tambourine.
Well, she doesn't have a
I
tambourine.
don't have a tambourine. Is there a tambourine somewhere in the bar that I can steal like everything else we're
I
taking
guess
off?
I could.
Oh, we'll put it on the
I can
note.
tell them I'm the backup singer.
Yes,
But
that's fine.
good luck having them buy that
With your voice.
with
right?
these pipes.
I'm just saying if we get questioned and they're like, well, what instruments do you play? Because they're thinking, oh, we're not really bards. We can
Right, I
break out.
got you.
I accept this with exception. That's two
Fine.
different kinds of accepts.
Just please, guys, don't get me killed tonight. Okay, I'm just trying to. I'm trying to navigate these.
I'm
waters.
not the one that robbed the bar.
Well,
Right?
that's not in the story I'm gonna tell.
He just takes a bottle out and drinks out of it after he says that.
Yeah.
You're
As we
the
leave the-
thief.
As we leave the tavern, under the door, looking up, what is the name of the tavern that we're in?
Can't read it.
Well, this is discouraging. I say.
I'm now unable to read.
It's
It's
like
a
you can't
language we don't-
focus on it.
Oh.
It's not like you don't understand
Yeah.
it. It's like it comes together, and then as soon as it's about to make a
Double
word,
exposed.
it just disappears.
There's a strange magic here. So I look both ways down the street. Do I see any lights in any buildings? Any sign? of
Not
life
in
at all?
buildings. Like it looks like not necessarily that the town is deserted. Like we said, we have no idea what time of day or night it is, so everyone could be
Oh, so
away somewhere.
it
There are
could be
street
daytime?
lights. Well, no, I mean it could be because you don't know, but it's dark out. But when you look up, you don't see the moon or the stars either.
So does it look cloudy or does it just look blank?
You still don't see. Like it looks like it could be overcast, but you can't tell.
Okay.
Like when you look up, it's like a black canvas. Like you can see because there are street lamps out. They emanate light, but you can't tell how.
Like the lights in the bar.
Yep.
This is
But there's plenty of light to see.
Sure. You can see down the street. There's sidewalks. There's just no one there, and it doesn't look like any place is open. There are no lights on inside.
I guess the architecture looks familiar because it looks like places we've been, but different enough that we don't know where we are.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's like it's familiar, like you get a sense that it's familiar, but you can't place it to anything.
Like some place I've dreamt about.
Yeah, like if you tried to say this is this place I've been before, it wouldn't make any sense. You couldn't say, like, none of it stays with you enough to be able to explain why it gives you a sense of familiarity.
So are both sides, I guess, is there buildings in front of us too? Are we like the road going both ways, or can we go straight?
Yeah, the road goes both ways. There's buildings on the other side of the street going down the street. So, I mean, it's like a regular road. So there's buildings that keep going on the same side as the tavern, but then there's also a road.
Do they look like shops or houses? Or?
Some of them do. As you get further down away, then the industrial side of the district is like falls away, and they look more residential, but same thing. You're not seeing anybody. You're not seeing a light on in any of them.
So there's no lights on in any of these buildings, houses?
Not any more than what you see in the tavern. It's not like they're dark, but you don't see anything like everything else is
can we see through the windows? Can we look into the room? If it's
shop, you can, yeah. All
right. I'm going to start looking through windows and just see if I see any signs of people or life at all. This is... I'm speaking to the others. This place is giving me the creeps.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
I don't feel like we're in like a real place. I kind of step off like a foot or two, and I just sort of bow my head and clutch my pearls with my little sign, and I just sort of silently try to clear my mind and reach out to my goddess.
You don't feel cut off from your goddess. Like, you don't feel isolated. Mm-hmm. Like this doesn't feel like a place that is somehow shut away from the rest of the world in that sense. Like you can't see the moon, but you can
feel the sense of the night.
Yeah, you don't feel alone in the world for reaching out.
What kind of buildings would a person be able to go into at night in a typical D&D town? Like, is there anything that would be open and expect to see people?
Well,
or stables?
You don't see any stables. Like, most of these just look like regular shops, and most of them seem to be closed.
Was the door to the bar locked when we opened it? Or was it open? Like, I mean, we went through it.
I thought
you didn't have to do anything to open it, so anyone behind you, it's open.
So that door was just unlocked, so anyone could have come in, but there was just nobody there. So it... I don't know how to proceed, guys.
Should we shout?
I don't think so.
Shout into the night, help?
Well, that would blow our cover. Is there like a...
What are we covering from?
Well, we're supposed to be traveling bards who didn't rob a place just now.
Loudly.
Like, look, you guys make the decision.
I would like to find...
I'm just an outsider looking in who's got his own story if shit goes down. So.
I just want to find another person or any kind of language that we can read, or a map or anything like that would give us an idea of where
any signs that we can read in the windows.
Nothing you've seen so far. If it's a business and there's a sign outside, it's the same as the others, where like you can't say out loud what you're seeing because it's like it doesn't form in your head when you try to read it.
How big is this town from what we can tell? Is it like something we could walk around in 10 minutes, or is it something...
Well, you don't know. I mean, it disappears into the darkness after a while. Like you have to explore a while. Like any place. You're standing here, like you see the streetlights going on as far as you can see, but eventually they drown in darkness.
Saying. It's pretty big then.
Like you don't see the edge. It doesn't mean there isn't one.
I think we should just keep walking until we find some signs of something.
Do we have any sense at all of northwest, southeast? Okay,
there's no stars, there's no moon, there's no nothing, so there's nothing to give you that.
It's lucky that I found you. Pick a direction.
All right. Do I have a luck roll or anything?
I'm not seeing anything. Insight?
Maybe. I can try that. I'm going to roll insight just to see if like the air
That's what you
smells
feel
better
best
this way.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to see what happens here. And 19. That's not
All right, good
Ooh.
insight.
plus 1, 20.
No, 20.
All right, seems like if you take a right and keep walking down the road, that's the way to go.
So I'm going to talk to the others like, this way feels right to me.
right.
For lack of a better
right.
option.
Yeah, for the lack of any other evidence, yeah, whatever. Either way is fine.
Right.
As we get ready to do that, I happen to have my little journal prayer book thing that I carry with me. And
Here comes her literature.
Ah, geez.
a little bit of sharpened charcoal. And I begin to draw a crude map.
Okay.
Can she understand the words when she does that?
It's just symbols.
Yeah, if she's not writing,
Yeah.
like it seems like if she looks back at what she drew, it makes enough sense.
Okay, I'm just curious if everything we write is going to be like that. I'm going to turn around and say, and again, guys, try not to do anything that'll blow our cover, and please keep your head on a swivel. Let me know, as quietly as you can if you feel like anyone's watching us or if you see any movement or anything like that. We don't want to act scared or out of place, but I do want you guys alert.
Yeah, same,
Okay.
same. And just remember, we are Wyzyrd Skyzyrd.
And try not to throw up on us, Mr. Gladstone.
Well,
Because you've drank like 5 bottles
He
of whiskey.
wobbles down the street.
Yeah.
what did you say that?
What? Oh, we were friends.
Yeah.
Is there like a...
You're talking
Do we
like a
see anything
narc.
that looks like a church or anything?
Not so far. Like I said, once the business district starts to fall away, you're seeing what seems like just rows of residential.
All right, and we just...
I'm
gonna-
also keeping an eye out for anything that looks like any kind of religious symbolism.
So far, none.
So we see everything's just closed up houses
So far.
with nothing that we... No sounds of animals, no crickets or anything?
As you make your way down the street, you do start to hear a far off sound.
Is it a sinister sound?
Well, it could be animal. It sounds like footfalls, but it doesn't sound like the footfalls of people. Like maybe some kind of animal.
Is it approaching us?
It's getting louder.
Oh, if I were to roll a perception check, could I get some more information on what it might be and how, if it's closing on us?
Sure. Well, you got a pretty good idea it's closing on you, but yeah, go ahead.
I'll roll one also.
Okay.
The digital gods are not with.
Well, no, it's not bad. I mean, it's
6
better
plus 6
than.
is 12.
And he got
She got a
14.
12,
He's
I
got
got a
14.
14. Yeah.
So you guys are like, I don't know if your perception is really helping you out that much, but as it gets closer, you do start to see a form take shape as it's getting
Right.
closer to you.
I signal to the others silently and I point. Are there any shadows or behind buildings that we can hide in?
Sort of shrink up.
Well, I mean,
against
there's
the walls.
alleyways and stuff, so yeah, you could
Right.
could run off. Like you don't have to stay on the road.
I wave at them and I point at an alleyway that's dark. And I
Did-
say,
Did you stay long enough to see what was taking shape?
well,
Or
not,
did
we're
you
gonna
just-
we're gonna wait and watch it go by.
All
Make
right.
sure it's
Should
not
we
a
roll
monster.
stealth?
No.
Okay.
Like at this
I
point,
just
if-
want to
if
make
you wanna
sure
hide
it's
from
not
it, you can
something
hide from it.
you in real life, Sean would just walk straight towards this in this mystery place
Excuse
he's
me,
never
sir.
seen before.
Pardon me.
That's how mysteries get solved, Brooks.
Yeah. As an American, you need to explain to me what's happening here.
I
That's
need
your
to
privilege speaking,
I'm
man.
gonna get to the bottom of this. That's all right. So
So
you
we're
guys are hiding
Crouching
in the alley.
shadows.
You
Mhm.
do hear the sound of the footfalls getting louder, and they're pretty loud. Like it's not a person, and it doesn't sound
No
like
one's
it's
sneaking.
horses or any like kind of pack animal that you're used to. But it's
And then he's
certainly
like, "Why would you hide? You hear these thunderous
Larger
footsteps
kinda
of
thing.
a giant beast." Go ahead.
and then so as it starts to pass you by, you see what looks like a log cabin
What?
on chicken legs.
Oh.
So it's running by.
I don't know why we would have hidden from that.
Well, I mean, whatever chicken
Yeah, that's scary.
chicken scratching by.
But that's not right.
And then it goes by the alley, but then you can hear as it passes the alley that it kind of slows to a stop.
Wonderful.
I am
I'm going to turn to them. I'm going to say, you stay here. You here. And then I'm going to sneak. What do I roll?
That's Gladstone.
Stealth. Yeah. Cool.
I'm going to roll stealth and sneak and peer around the corner and see if I can get a look at this thing. And please don't be a bad roll. God bless, it's a bad roll. 9.
Oh.
Sneak.
I trip on some trash.
Yeah. And as you stumble out into the street, you see that it is indeed a log cabin standing on chicken legs. And it is, if you can say facing, the front of it seems to be towards where you just came out of.
Does the log cabin appear to be looking at
but
us?
it's standing there.
Well, your guys are in the alley, and I tripped out into the street like a dumbass. I'm like, okay. So I stand up real quickly, and like I meant to do that. I meant to do that. And then I don't pull my sword out yet, but I do put my hand on it, and I just kind of stare at it. Is it?
It seems to be kind of doing this a little bit.
Does the log cabin
like it's
aggressive?
sizing you up, but it's not doing anything.
You can't see it.
Like as you're coming, like you have your hand on your sword, so it's kind of like
watching me,
waiting to see what you do, but it's not moving towards you.
So I take my other hand up and I kind of wave at it. Does that do anything?
It kind of just nods the cabin toward you. It's on two legs. It can't raise one of them.
Does it have like windows, I guess?
It has a door. You don't see windows on it.
So I can't see inside of it. Right?
Yeah. It has a front door.
Did it have anything on the sides as it passed by that we could see inside?
I don't think so. I don't think there's any perceptible windows in the cabin.
A log cabin with a door, but it's walking around. All right, I'm going to roll my intuition. It's
tapping its little chicken talon like this now.
I'm going to roll my insight and see if this thing feels dangerous to me. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay, and hopefully they're still hiding in the alley. So,
all clear.
So it's not showing any signs.
Chickens and houses separately seem to be no threat. That's what you've gleaned.
So I'm not going to look back into the alley because I don't want to direct attention to it, but I am just going to kind of wave a hand, like just kind of subtly as I can, just like wait here, kind of just, like to them. And I'm going to proceed carefully towards the chicken house.
Okay.
And I'm going to come up closer. Is it making any moves?
As you get closer, it seems to be sort of leaning down so that the entrance is accessible to you.
Okay. Screw it. It's like, this must be a dream. That's nothing makes sense. I'm going to go up and I'm going to gently on the door, and then I'm going to back away real quick.
There's no answer.
All right.
It doesn't move either. It stays where it is. But no, nothing happens.
Okay, then. I'm going to walk up and I'm going to open the door as stealthily as I can and peer inside. Do I need to roll stealth for that?
I mean, yeah, go ahead. But if you're opening the door, we'll see what you got.
15.
Oh, okay. All right.
So far, no one can tell you're opening the door.
All right. I just want to just peer enough in to see if what the inside of this thing is.
Okay. The inside is illuminated, kind of like when Gladstone flipped the switch in the office. Like you wouldn't think like a humble, just regular cabin would have this kind of light. You don't see any light sources, but it seems lit. You can kind of just see sort of plain walls with some kind of artwork posted on the walls, but without looking more closely, you can't tell what's on the artwork. And it looks like directly ahead of you from the door, there is what appears to be a desk.
And there are no other people or living, moving things.
If you're just
inside.
peeking in, you're not seeing that far. Like all you see is like the corner of the desk, a couple of things on the wall, and you can see
Right.
that the room is very well lit.
And I'm going to listen. Do I hear any movement? Do I hear anything?
You hear someone doing this.
Do I really?
Yes.
Okay. Should I
It's
proceed?
dim. They're
alone?
not on the other side of the door, but you hear it like kind of
Right.
Mhm.
I'm gonna open the door all the way, as like casually and coolly as I can.
Well, because the cabin's kind of leaning this way, the door
Yeah.
kind of just swings out towards you. Like so you kind of open it,
Right.
but
I'm
at that point it's wide open.
Out the way.
I'm gonna have my hand just casually on my sword, just like it's resting there, and I'm gonna look inside.
All right, directly in front of the door, like maybe 6 to 8 feet, no more than that, because it is a small area. You do see like the desk in full, and on the other side of the desk, there is someone sitting there, and he appears to be a man with rotting flesh, like a mummified figure.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna run my would it be perception or?
What are you trying to do?
I try to feel like if this guy's like dangerous or not.
I'll probably do insight if you're trying to figure
Alright.
out his intention.
I will try that. I didn't do so good last time. Let's see this time.
I'm a
And I
wisdom
did
thing.
terrible this time too. 5.
yeah,
I
5.
knocked my head and tried.
yeah, animated corpses aren't great, is what you came up with.
All right.
But he just looks in, as far as you can tell, most of his facial expressions are inscrutable, but he kind of looks just annoyed. He's sitting there and he's wearing a t-shirt sitting behind a desk.
A t-shirt, really? Does he have any weapons or anything?
You don't see any. There's stacks of papers and things like that. Stacks of some things you don't fully recognize on the desk, but nothing that looks hostile.
And there's nothing else in the room except the artwork?
Now there's a couple of chairs off by the wall. They look like folding metal chairs. Nothing exciting, but nothing dangerous.
Like lawn chairs?
Like, yeah, like if you like,
Oh, you mean like a
like a folding metal
Yeah.
chair. Yeah, like not even a picnic chair. Like you were just setting up.
But
an
that's
office
probably
somewhere.
not something
It
I've
all
ever
looks-
seen before, right?
No, but you know what a chair is. It's
Yeah,
an
so
odd
like-
looking chair, but your primitive brain can work out the mechanics. Like, oh, it looks like it's a
I don't know,
well-made
you look at
chair.
our int scores.
Roll insight and see if you get another 9.
All right,
It's got magic chairs.
I'm going to say, good day, sir.
Hi.
I must confess, you have me at a disadvantage. I've no idea what's happening, and I've never seen a walking house before.
Well, why don't you and your friends come in and maybe we can
Friends?
talk
What-
about it?
what- I am not sure I understand.
Oh, we just met him.
Hit him.
Friends.
Who are you talking to?
We're talking to her. Gladstone's talking to
Oh,
her on that.
okay.
Like,
I thought that-
each other.
I see there's no fooling you, sir. I will be right back.
Well, you were all standing in the alley, so it wasn't.
Yes, well, I knew her
Alley
armor was too
business.
loud.
It was probably the elf that gave it away.
Elva, Gladstone, I shout outside kind of nervously. Why don't you join us for a moment?
I'm not sure if I'm trusting this partnership completely.
I walk on out.
All right, and you see the cabin now leaning over with the door wide open, swung open, and you can
standing on just our
a
side
little
of the
bit
door.
see what's going on inside it, but you're not getting the full angle because you're just seeing the light
I
coming
can-
in.
I turn back and
we
hopefully they can
is handy.
see. They can see I'm a little nervous. I'm like, oh, we've found someone, and he would like to speak with us as a group.
I've already bought the ticket for this. I realize I'm on some kind of a ride. It's dawning on me that I am not even in my
I'm,
own
like,
reality.
Dying to wake up from this shit. So whatever
Yeah.
it takes.
So let's just enter with joy. Here we go.
so Gladstone's following along. He's following her move.
Forget all caution.
If she's
Throw caution to the
skipping
wind.
towards the door, he's going to do it too.
All right, I'm going to speak as they come up. Hopefully they'll hear me. We, sir, are a band of bards. What's it, Wyzyrd Skyzyrd? Is that what it's called?
Are you asking Gladstone?
No,
that?
I'm trying to remember. I think
if you look back at his shirt, you'll see it.
Okay. Wyzyrd Skyzyrd is the name that we go by, and we are just traveling through town looking for a place to play, and
I'm mostly lost.
Are you still standing outside, or have you walked in?
well, I'm at the door, I guess. I don't want to commit myself in case he lunges at us or something.
He's just kind of looking down over his desk because
Keep acting like we should just approach these things like it's okay. Like in real life, you would just go in and take
I
a seat.
appreciate your caution. I'm just like, he seems a little bit annoyed by it.
All the more reason to
'Cause he's
keep our
like,
distance. Don't want to aggravate him any further. And we just happened to see your fun little house walking by and thought we'd say hello and wondered if you could direct us towards an establishment with some living people in it that we could perhaps talk to.
Yeah, that wasn't.
Oh God,
Yeah.
we went there. I look at- I look at Gladstone. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
God.
Not that there's anything wrong with being unliving, of course.
Some of my
I have a
best
friend.
friends
I
are.
have some undead friends.
I don't have a bone in my body against people like yourself. I'll see myself out.
You haven't seen yourself in yet.
Would you like us to come in?
Why don't you come in so that we can straighten out the floor?
Oh.
That sounds like a wonderful idea, because I myself am hoping that you will be able to answer some questions we have
Yes.
about this town, perhaps.
Super into flat floors. Yep.
Since we're new to
Go for
this
it.
town and as a band, don't know where we are right exactly, so okay. I'm gonna go in and make room for the others to come in.
Okay.
But I'm gonna hang as close to the door as I can.
Are there enough chairs for all of us?
Yeah.
I take a chair.
Okay. So Gladstone will come in if you guys come in. So as you do, the cabin sort of rights itself and kind of sets down. Like, so now it's just kind of a cabin.
Does the door like shut or anything?
No, it's open,
Okay,
so
good.
it stays open. It might sway a little bit because the cabin's moving, but no, nothing.
All right. I'm just gonna hang by the door a little bit, just
He's looking at you, and he's looking at Gladstone
foot,
and
you
Elva,
have
who have
one
sat
toe
on the
outside the
chairs.
door.
I've been sitting all day. I just want to stretch my legs.
So, you guys like to jam?
Well, we do professionally play music. Are you looking to hire a band or?
Well, I don't do music myself, but I am a bit of a promoter. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard of Skeletal System.
Of course, yeah, skeletal system. But I don't know that my friends have. I don't want to, introduce
maybe the
you.
early stuff. I don't have.
Before the first drummer died.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I get that a lot. Well, anyway, I managed them, so I got some ins at some venues. If you guys are like interested in the scene, that's a thing I might,
Sure, yes. Is there? Perhaps we can talk about this sometime. But for now, do you know of a tavern or somewhere where we may spend the evening? It's very
You
late.
just came from a tavern, didn't you?
How would he know that? Unless I'm whispering to the other guy. So.
We were never at that tavern.
Yes, I'm not sure what you're talking about precisely.
It might be
But,
easier if we just stuck to the script here. This is kind of my fault. Some of this is just kind of license on my part, but I know why you're here. I brought you here.
You
yeah.
brought us here?
Yes.
Oh,
This is
Why are we
information
here?
that you could perhaps share with us?
I'm sharing it. What does it sound like I'm doing? Okay, so you probably don't know. you don't seem to know, but I'm Rebo. So I represent a larger power in this area, which is understandably new to you. But we're always in the market for new heroes. Technically, representatives might be a better term, but let me just say that the world of Xenonia kind of has an abundance of heroes and everybody's always got something better to do. So it's really hard to get someone on board when we need something done. The old champion system's kind of falling apart. So we're kind of in a recruitment phase right now.
Xenonia, you say?
Yes.
Have I ever heard of that before?
No.
This is
None of you
Xenonia.
have.
I kind of gave a look at the others to see if
Let's consider this the place between where you were and Xenonia. This is more or less the proving ground. Like if we're looking for new champions to represent Kassex and what he's trying to do in the world of Xenonia, then consider this the audition.
All right, I'm going to go pull up a chair and sit down now.
All right.
And lean forward because
Shit just got really weird.
Yeah. So you have somehow, through some magic that we don't understand, taken
Yes.
us from our world into this in-between place
Yes.
for an audition to join your team?
Of heroes.
Well, it's not like you're making it sound weird. But
Yeah, don't make this weird.
let's just say, normally speaking, with the state of how the divinities interact, it's usually frowned upon to just bring someone from another world to Xenonia directly. This is kind of a back channel that we have where we can kind of bring you in and see if you're the kind of folks that want to help us out.
Help you with what exactly?
Well, we'll get to the specifics of that, but there's always something that needs doing. In Xenonia and some of the surrounding, I guess you're not from the surrounding, so I guess I'll explain the whole thing to you. But
Yes, please.
the divinities and the gods of this place cannot directly interfere with what's happening in the world. When we need someone to help us out with something, then we have to have a champion, a mortal. Someone has to choose to fight for the cause. And it can't be one of us, or I should say one of Kassex and his companions. I'm what you'd call an executive assistant in that respect.
For a god.
For a god, yes.
Of course, naturally.
Well, do they have gods where you're from? Jesus, I'm not sure where I pulled you, but I assume some of the fundamentals were in place.
Not my department of expertise. I apologize.
Yes.
All right. Then you know. You serve your god, and that service makes your god stronger.
Have you heard of my god?
I don't know who your god is yet. Who's your god?
Well, let me tell you all about my god.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Yeah, you guys seem to be like ends of the spectrum, if I'm being honest. Usually we're looking for the middle. The gods are ideals, whereas mortals are functionaries of those ideals. Now that sometimes is the metaphorical, philosophical relationship on some worlds, but here it's literal fact. If Kassex needs something done to make the world better, he can't do it himself. Someone must agree to do it. Someone must take up the cause. That's what we need champions for. But we can't just throw anybody at it either. And like I said, Xenonia gets kind of busy.
So why specifically the three of us? What is it that you need from us in particular?
You just have the potential. We're going to start early if we're looking to bring in new champions.
You took me from my world, not because you needed me to do something,
We
but
didn't-
because I might be good enough to do something for you later.
Well, let's say because we do need you to do something, but you might not be good enough to do it.
I don't mean to be presumptuous, but if you're asking us to fight for a god that we've never heard of, I would like to know more about what it is you're asking us to do. If you're asking us to kill children or something, then I am not on board with that.
No, we're not asking you to kill children. Is that the only line, or do we need to sort some?
I think it's clear that I'm saying that there are moral boundaries involved here, and
Where we are right now is more of a proving ground for you. So I want to see how you handle yourselves. Like across the landscape of this place, there's a vast wilderness that leads into a great set of caverns. Some might say they're chaotic. We like to call them the caverns of extreme disarray. Just so you know, Pantheon goes back, has some history with the Hasbro Corporation, so we try to keep things royalty free.
okay.
But
OGL is still up in the air.
but they are chaotic. Let's just say that. So the quest is to travel through the wilderness into these chaotic caverns to find the keep of Ian Valkyrie, an abandoned manor on the very border of Twilight.
The keep of what now?
It is called the Low.
The low?
Yes, that's an ancient word for a thing that was once beloved but is now forgotten.
The low.
Yes.
We're looking for the low at the end of the, and it's in the caverns? Or we go
It's
through
beyond the caverns, yeah.
So we
you must
travel through the wilderness.
Hold on,
through
I've
the
got
caverns
lines.
of chaos.
Let's see if I can find. Hold on. See if I can get this sorted out for you.
I'm glad that you took the time to organize this information before kidnapping us.
Well, I didn't know how many questions you were going to have. It took you like an hour to get into the cabin.
Why not just beam us directly into the cabin?
Man, that's I'll write that down. All right, so let's see. The realms of mankind. Always the forces of chaos press upon its borders, seeking to enslave its populace, to rape its treasures and steal its riches.
I cast a pointed glance
That's pretty hard language right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's an old thing. You're part of the first adventure, all right? Kessex is a real traditionalist about this stuff, and I'm going to be honest, some of it reads a little imperialist.
What can you tell me about Kessex, other than he's obviously from the 70s?
Kessex existed beyond.
He is
before.
a groovy dude.
He's outside. Well, it depends on who you ask, but I'm just saying he's outside of time. There was always a Kessex of many different names. He's the one who,
Kessex a good god, would you say? A moral god?
as gods go, I think he's all right. You know, gods, they got a lot of complicated morality.
You
But
know,
I
you're
can tell you
asking
this.
us to fight for something that we have no understanding of.
Kessex wants nothing but what is best for the people of Xenonia. That I can tell you.
But we are not
It's a difficult.
people from Xenonia. So
Well,
I
I'd
guess
like
what
to
I'm
have
getting at
Xenonians
is-
being the champions, but if you're a true champion, if you have the hero's spirit, then it shouldn't matter what people you're fighting for.
I don't mean to sound crass, but I'm kind of trying to
I
drive
don't
at
give a shit about that.
what is in it for us to put our lives in danger to test
Yeah.
audition for something that
For
we
an
never
unknown
even
people,
asked
For
to
an
be
unknown
involved
god.
in.
Yeah, you got me on another wrinkle there. Because a champion can't be bought. A champion must come of his own free will, and he must put himself to the hazard of the adventure. That's just the way of it. Gods in this world are strictly forbidden from interfering. And your
So-
thought that gods may not care or be moral is the exact reason why we have to have mortals. You should care. Gods, they're forever. So mortals come and go. Worlds can come and go. That's why each world has its own patrons that at least try and keep it in order. The gods can't struggle with each other over how worlds shake out. Heroes have to do that. Someone who cares.
Crossbow.
What?
She just rolled crossbow light to
I
hit. Yeah. I'm like, are you
What the
pulling a
hell's going on
crossbow?
Did you hit
a button? Are you pulling a weapon on this guy?
Jesus Christ, this thing got weird.
It said crossbow light to hit.
I don't believe I touched something. Are you sure you're not looking at like an old
No,
roll or
it
something?
just flashed across the screen.
That's weird. That's just a mistake. I
All
did
right.
not launch a crossbow bolt.
It's like heroes.
Whoa.
Shoot him right in the neck. Like,
He
what the
talks too
hell?
much.
Heroes cannot be bought.
Send me home.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you have a name? What was your name again, sir?
My name is Rebo.
Rebo, of course. So
You're saying
Rebo,
that all asshole like why?
should we agree to this mission, will we be returned home at the
You
end?
can be if you choose to be.
Or we could stay in this new land, Xenonia.
If you choose this adventure and you fail, you will never return at all. If you choose right now to go back, I'll snap my fingers and you'll wake up wherever it is you fell asleep.
Oh.
But if you choose, then the danger sets in. And then
there's
you
no-
must partake of the adventure.
And though there's no monetary award that you can promise, you believe that we can help the people of Xenonia, that they need this help.
It is without a doubt that they need this help. It is without a doubt that Kassex needs this help.
May I
If
confer
you
with
can
my
assess where the-
compatriots for a moment?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk outside, or do you want...
I think he can hear us either way.
That's probably
okay.
true. And I don't, you guys were making fun earlier, but I'm seeing it. So I'm not sure I could stand up. Real
Oh, yeah.
How about your drinking?
Yeah. That's going to be a point for you guys on that one.
Just roll a
I will
constitution save.
tell you
Save
Roll
against
con.
vomit.
again, not to spill my life story to you guys, but
Oh, God.
I didn't
Yeah,
really
that's
have
me.
a what you call a successful barding career where I came from.
I can't imagine it.
Kind of wore out my welcome in a lot of taverns.
Yeah, I'm seeing
And
that.
you guys are so nice. I really appreciate this the support you're offering me, this emotional support. So I'm okay for traveling to a new world and seeking new opportunities. Don't have any family to speak of, so nothing's really tying me to my old land. And I am curious about the potential rewards that might come along the way. So I say go for it. But what do you guys think?
I'll be honest with you.
Please.
I was in more than a bit of hot water when I went to sleep last night. And
do tell. That sounds like quite a
it's-
story.
strange as this situation is that I find myself in now, I'm more than just a little bit relieved, and I still feel the connection to my goddess. So I'm with you, and I get what you're saying about maybe this is a good place to start today.
I like the energy in this room. I'm going to be honest.
And I'm guessing Gladstone couldn't care either way.
Well, Gladstone cares. Like, I mean, it sounds fun. Like, to save the world would be fun, but I kind of really want to make this band work. I mean, it sounds like this guy's got some connections. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's the whole
Like, we could,
skeleton band thing.
yeah. Hey, if we save the world, yes. But I mean, I think we could flip this.
Is this going to be a story to tell? I mean, we're going to see.
Yes,
I'm
and
just saying.
some good songwriting opportunities, and maybe their standards are lower than
'Cause
the
I'm not-
taverns I've been to. In the
I'm not
past.
gonna lie to you guys. Like, I had a band. We were the Bugbear Naked Ladies, and then
Oh,
some
have I heard
really-
of them?
probably not.
Okay, I was like, oh,
But some really unfortunate shit went down at the Dragonfire Festival. And now I'm kind of a free agent again. And I say, let's roll those dice.
You think?
I'm feeling good about it.
All right. I give like little mini high fives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the energy's, I'm feeling it now. Yeah, I say let's
okay
do this
then.
shit.
All right.
All right then, Rebo.
I'm in.
For lack of anything better to do today, perhaps we'll give it a shot.
All right. I'm liking this. Let me see if I have any more lines. Hold on. He's got like a big book, and you can read the like you can read the title of the book. Says in fact, anything in this room you can actually read.
Oh, we can.
Yeah. So he's got posters on the wall and stuff. He's wearing a T-shirt that says "I foolishly challenged Kassex the All-Knowing," and all he got was this lousy T-shirt. And the book says "The First Adventure," and he's just kind of flipping through like just chapters upon chapters of this book. Like,
have you done this before with other adventurers?
Oh yeah.
And have they
Believe me,
been successful?
Well, if I'm being honest, I had to take a red pen to a lot of it. It's pure nonsense. But the traditions remain.
You're filling me with confidence in our choice.
You made a good choice. Hold on. You are indeed members of the exceptional class, adventurers who have journeyed to find the house on the border of twilight.
Okay.
Somewhere nearby, amidst the dark forests and tangled fens, are the caverns of extreme disarray, where fell creatures lie in wait. Yeah, it was hardly worth the setup. The road out of the town leads into the woods, and you're going to go through the woods to find the caverns. And if you can traverse the caverns, then you'll make it to the Low of Ian Falcori, the keep on the border of twilight.
So it's a keep that we're going to. Is there a map that we might have that?
Yeah.
Or is there a road to follow through the woods?
I just told you there was a road.
Well, you said a road leading to the woods. And then, is there a road?
There will be pathways through the woods.
Pathways? Like, how do we know? Is there a sign saying keep?
No. All right, hold on. I will do this for you.
Do we make a right at
He
the
reaches
Krispy Kreme?
down into his desk drawer and he pulls out a bag and he hands it to Wee. Take these. Inside these are seeds. If you should ever lose your way in the forest, you may plant one of these seeds, and from it will sprout a sign that will point you on your way.
Oh,
Handy.
sweet.
Yeah, that's one of mine. I came up with that.
Tie it up and put it in my backpack.
There's 4 seeds in there.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you will want to keep track of it if you start using them.
That's probably something I should keep track of. You're right. So let's see. Inventory.
Not made of magic seeds.
Add items. Is there a magic seed? No, there's no seed. What do I call it? Can I just add a random thing?
Surely there's just like a pretext.
Try
That's
this.
what I'm wondering.
You could write stones. Try that.
I'll say Stone of Insight because that's kind of what it's going to help us do, right?
Okay.
Oh, this thing is in my way. Oh, clear all. Okay, I got to see it. I'll just 4 of these.
Just remember that they're not what that is. They're signs, road signs.
Why doesn't it give me a chance to do multiple?
You can go in there and actually create items that are custom. But for now, just use whatever.
These are our seeds then. Okay, they're in my backpack. Okay. All right, cool. So, Rebo, do we just proceed from here? Or is there anything else that we need to know? Or any equipment that you could offer us? Or
right. Do you have anything to help us on our way? Or are we just here with our good looks and our skills?
You have everything you need.
That's exactly what I thought you were going to say. I just knew that.
Well, the proving ground will establish the hearts of the heroes or not. That's all up to you.
And when we reach this keep, what are we to do?
You'll know when you get there. Or you must learn.
You give a great more deal of
It's just
and then he fades away.
But you're still inside the cabin. No, he's still sitting there.
Well,
yeah, that's it. You can go.
All right. Will we see you again?
You should, if the journey goes well.
Ooh. And if not, we'll just die, right?
Well, yes. If it goes very poorly, yes.
Well, yes.
The stakes have to be clearly stated. Yes, if you die, you die. This journey is to take you through the forests of Nocturne.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Your only way to arrive. No, Nocturne's. You never heard of Nocturne?
Oh.
Oh, God, they got turnip trucks where you come from? I feel like
what?
they do.
Turnip trucks? What's a turnip? What's a truck?
Yes. Don't. Oh my God. Yeah. Never mind. But yes, this adventure, should you pass through it, will be as though it were a dream. But if you don't pass through it, then the stakes are as real as death. Because they're death.
Because they
Actual
are
death.
death. Oh, you fill me with confidence, Rito. I look forward to meeting you again and perhaps discussing this lucrative music career that you are talking about. Perhaps you can manage us.
Just kind of keep that on the DL. That's like a side thing for like this is like
I understand.
that's not my
because
main
Zach
job.
doesn't need to know about the music
I mean,
thing.
I got a couple of side gigs.
It's not something we should concern him with.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Because Zach doesn't know about all this.
Yeah,
I mean, I do some stand-up too. Sometimes I don't really play music,
and we will definitely check that out. I promise you.
Yeah, I'll let you know. But maybe you I could open for some of your shows. We'll get some stuff.
Yeah, we'll look into that for sure.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that.
So you're gonna point us
Just follow the road.
Well, the road goes both ways,
4 different directions.
like all roads do.
All roads go to the same place eventually.
So no matter what road we choose, we're going to end up in that forest.
Yes. Oh God.
Could you spell this out?
I'm
for
just
us?
trying to give it some nuance. Good.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
This is a
Okay.
dream. Just do what I say.
Let me ask one more question, and you guys can also ask questions if you need to. Should we encounter other travelers, are they also people like us who are auditioning, or should we view them as threats, or do we not know?
I think as you encounter other people, you should think of them as other people. Do you not think so?
Well, I just want to know if we're going to run into other people auditioning for the same job, so to speak.
Do we have competition for helping Xenonians, I guess?
You will have to treat other travelers as you find them.
Oh, all right. Again, very helpful. Very helpful. Good job, sir. I wish I could give you a recommendation to your god.
And I wish I could help you do your own audition for me.
Yeah. We're getting off on a great foot here. All right. Well, we will be on our way as soon as I can get out of this creepy little chicken house. The happier I'll feel.
And so the pact is formed, as is our band of adventurers. But the first question to face our heroes when the adventure continues will be, just who is the solemn stranger lying in wait across the way, and just what are his intentions?
People said that the end of the world is coming and it's coming on fast. People say there's nothing good in the world if nothing good was ever meant to last. Wanna say just hold on to today, but I can't 'cause nobody ever asked. Just hold on. Hold on fast. People say that men from Mars are the ones who carved the stones. Then they flew back up to the stars, left us here all alone.